transformation to this Hope Harbor is.
So this, yeah, so I'll put you as introduce Mr. Guest. And
They may have
why don't I do
place up
birthdays and anniversaries?
as well.
Yeah, I know about Hope Harbor.
I've heard of that, yeah.
Is it down at Columbus?
It is,
Yeah. It's from my Al-Anon days, I knew that they had some Al-Anon chapters there. And I'm sure AA, there's a big AA club.
Big AA club, yeah, several of them.
Why don't I just do the birthday?
One of our people at the DeSalle Wednesday morning ministry this morning was graduated from Hope Harbor 5 weeks ago. So
Okay.
Clean for 5 weeks.
How old is
Looks to be about 38.
she? She has 7 kids.
7 kids, yeah. And
So I'll do.
her family kept telling her, hey, it's okay to do marijuana. Marijuana is an entry level drug. You need something that distorts reality, so it's a drug.
We partner with a guy, actually he's over in Alabama, but he's back right there on the line. He worked with Hope Harbor. He is a former addict, convicted felon. When he was in state custody, another guy who's an electrical contractor would come and check him out to be a laborer during the day. And he appreciated that and learned to do some electrical work. Well, that's years ago. And now the guy has his own electrical contractor business, has 70 employees. And he has gone out of his way to hire people like that.
Exactly.
And we sponsored what he's found is there's a big need for just electrician help.
Yeah.
Not bona fide electrician, just somebody that knows the difference between a wheelbarrow and a hammer.
Right.
And so.
And a 3-wire copper.
Yeah.
thing.
I might be able to do that.
So what he has done is he and a couple of other contractors started their own little 2-week-long apprenticeship program. Not really to be an apprentice, just to be a helper.
Yeah.
And so what we did is they do the instruction after hours. They pull from people like Hope Harbor and others that have aggressive drug testing, and so they know they're clean.
Yeah.
And have proven they can stay clean. They take them for 2 weeks, do the instruction. It's real basic instruction. At the end of 2 weeks, we give each one of the graduates $700 worth of tools. And then we help connect them to a contractor.
Yeah.
So now as a contractor, you've got somebody that knows a little bit about general electrical work. And they also come equipped with some tools.
Yeah.
And they've got a proven record that they want to work and they're clean.
Yeah.
So I think we're just finishing up our second class. We do about 15 of them a time.
How important work is to go ahead and keeping people from recidivism.
So the thing that we've been, it's been tough because of COVID, the state, correctional people kind of shut down, but the numbers that stick in my mind that were sobering to me is, I tell people, 15 years ago, my home was broken into and they stole $40,000 or $50,000 worth of stuff. I wanted to find that son of a gun at that time and bury him under jail. I mean, you would if it was you. But at the same time, you realize that ain't gonna happen. They're gonna do some time, then they're gonna get out. Unless they learn a way to provide for themselves in a trade, they're gonna break in, maybe not my house again, but they may come up to your house.
One of the people in our ministry is Chris Walker. He's with the state Office of Corrections.
Yep.
And, who helps to get felons that have just been released jobs.
Yep.
And places to stay. I mean, they give them, next to nothing to say.
So they walk out of in Atlanta, they walk out with a brown paper bag. And that's got their belongings in. That's really about all they've got.
Yeah.
And they send us a list every quarter of here are the inmates scheduled for release. And here's their county of record. Doesn't mean they're coming back there. But
Right.
So what we do, we proactively try to reach out to them and say, if they're in Muskogee County or wherever, we say, if you don't have a job lined up, come to see us in the Career Center. And we can see if we can't carry up to somebody that's open to taking somebody that's got some paperwork.
Well, put your water down, we'll go get a plate and eat. Y'all got extra pizza coming?
Is Tristan's gonna my two specials.
Oh, okay.
That'll be great.
So we say, let's see.
All right, I'm gonna run to the management first.
All right. We will precede him. This is
All right, I'll be right behind you. All right.
Need to find, there you go.
Hey, I'm Tricia Coleman. Tricia Coleman Rotary, and
I'm glad you're here. Thanks for visiting. Did you, let them know that?
I did.
Okay.
I did.
So, you know, grab some lunch?
Oh.
Are you? You know, so where do y'all meet with the ones?
We meet at the, Green Island Country Club.
I used to go to Warrington. I live here doing so.
Where are you working?
My family has it. Sometimes it's.
Here, right?
It is, yeah. But I love Columbus, it's a good place to be.
Yeah, and I'm learning more and more about, rain.
So what are you doing?
I'm, responsible for all of our mission services, so I'm over all of our career services that we provide.
Oh, Goodwood. So you work with Goodwood?
Yes.
Okay, I just thought you were, okay.
I'm here with Jack.
Okay.
I don't see him, so he's probably grabbing something.
Yeah, you probably is. So.
There he is.
Hey. Well, good. Well, welcome. Glad you're here.
Thank you.
This is my first trip to the buffet, Tricia. Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm glad you clarified that. We got right over it. I don't know why.
Yes, we got 3 other good old people coming.
So this is one, this is Trish Coleman, Trish, our vice president.
Mission service.
I'm gonna move over there and y'all can sit here and I'll sit and control that. Thing here, that way you all can have the seat. I just need to be able to control that. Thank you.
Oh, she's checking. Still created a full
And you just think.
So have you been among the snakes?
No, first job I really want to see. Mom food. They just food. Thirty-one years, I've been there. Food is my whole career. About 4 years.
Got a brother-in-law who is a banker.
Okay, we got that. I enjoy it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Got away from me. So there's affordable housing. You basically got it. South Florida in one place. Go, girl.
Yeah, we've got it everywhere.
And who's warm, right? Go to the front yard, there's a lot of air. Yeah. I would miss that.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
He got transferred over to Italy for 2 years. And, you know, my son, but they hated,
Really?
yeah, they kept on saying, hey, could you send us some yellow mustard?
So Jaja, we're good?
Yeah, I miss,
Yeah, it's all good. He's all hooked up, we're all hooked up.
Anyway.
Turn it around. Start. You can check his
Well, you know what I'm doing
I would love to do something.
like tiny house plans. So you have the intentional house plan?
Yes.
So the Weissman Road.
Keep their kids.
Hamilton, yeah. They're like, they're already,
So what age were they?
we already up.
I guess we were in,
They're on the ground.
Yeah. I've got, you're not talking about park. It's They grew up I go out there.
So when I'm coming into town, right?
If you know.
exactly,
We got
exactly,
Robert
private land.
Was they new?
Because it looks like just the, like no siding or anything on them yet. They're like, I thought it was pretty interesting. Yeah, because, you know, I moved here from Detroit. Detroit's not creative housing.
Yeah.
You know, it's paper, tiny houses.
Yeah, we ain't got that far.
Yeah, they're not real creative.
My drinking stuff.
How you doing?
How are you?
Got everything? Pretty good?
You're nervous when you let it alone.
Yeah, well, actually. They just got there. But when we were coming back into town, we got off the mic. She told me, no, she doesn't. She loves She got in.
Nothing like I'm telling
continue to?
No, probably, middle close on the base.
Well, he has not. Either would be close. He had that arm, but
They still got.
so we'll see. We'll see. But I think I don't know. It's still.
Yeah, it's just trying to figure out.
So I think they've got. We'll see.
So I'm shocked to realize how much stuff is made. When all of a sudden, whatever reason it is. But nothing else, there are no excuses. Oh.
You'll pull it off. You got good enough or we went over a few things. Who's gonna be when? I anticipate the other was trying to email. Somebody's like this in front of It's hard. It's hard
How are you? I'm good, thank you.
Hey, guys. Yeah, right there. End of the day, we're talking about board meetings. Another name.
Welcome to the Rotary Club of LaGrange. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by the invocation today given by Mark Davis. Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mark, right? The gracious Heavenly Father, we come before you today to give you honor and praise. You're the source of all that's good. You're the source of all of our blessings. Thank you for every gift that you have given us. Thank you for this opportunity to come together as Rotarians. We ask for your hand and blessing in this meeting. We ask that you would give us guide and direct our work so that we are protected, respected, and help one another. Thank you for all your many blessings. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen. I'm going to go a little bit out of order this morning and start with our birthdays and anniversaries. We have a couple birthdays this week. Lee Cathy, birthday on March 31st, and Jeff Higgins on April 4th. So happy birthday to y'all. I saw Lee here today. And then we also have a few wedding anniversaries, not memory anniversaries, but Larry and Holly Brack celebrating an anniversary on the 31st of March, and John and Hilda Cash celebrated a birthday on April 5th, 42 years. So congratulations to those guys as well. I would now like to ask Barbara Hennigan to come up. She's got a couple of announcements and the introduction to make today.
Good afternoon. We're going to be acknowledging some of our guests today, and they're not going to be guests for long, the rumor goes, but for right now, Jared Jones from JT Jones Realtor, and right now he's officially the guest of Susan Ferguson. And we have Sandra Lee from the Marriott, and she is also right now officially a guest of Susan Ferguson. And then we have Zachary Taylor, who's the guest of Ken Miles. And there's a number of people from Goodwill, but they will be introduced later. And now I have a couple of updates for you. Sometimes it's embarrassing because I come in and I approach different people, and the first thing they do, they don't say hi, they reach for their wallet. Right? So, I'm getting a bad rap, but whatever. So I wanted to bring you up to date. From your October Polio Day Awareness Fund, we raised $910 for Rotary International Polio Plus. But don't stop there, because of the Bill and Melinda Gates still matching us, that $910 became $2,730. You guys are great. In December, we had the LaGrange Food Pantry. We raised $1,185 to donate to them. Project North Pole, which supports our Rotary Youth Challenge students, you helped out $830. March 13th, we had West Georgia Community Interact Club, the kids in the back there, and then some. They did the Help Kiss Polio Goodbye, where they have little bags of Hershey's chocolates, and they asked for a donation of $1. Well, Father Tim back there was so nice to have them invited to his masses, and they raised, with the help of Father Tim, obviously, $424. But wait, that goes to $1,276 from the Bill and Melinda Gates. So you guys are so good. Now, Rotary International Ukraine Humanitarian Fund, we got, I forgot to write it down, my goodness, we came up with $3,000. I think it was like $3,060 that we got with everything all together from everyone, so thank you. Yesterday, now the students that you're seeing here right today, they're on spring break. Do they just sit around? No. Yesterday, March 29th, right, the kids from the West Georgia Community Interact Club, we went to Pine Park and we did the cleanup. And first I looked at it, the place looked so beautiful. I said, we're gonna have to throw some stuff down just to get some. But when we went around, we got like around 15 bags of garbage along the shore and everything. So they did that yesterday. And today, instead of sitting home, oh no, right, they came, and today's the official Interact Visitation Day. From Troop High School, when I call your name, please stand. All right, we have senior Jaden Jenkins. We have a sophomore, Catherine Smalley. Okay, thanks. And when I think of the Troop High School Interact Club, and I just told them this, I think of red, because these guys have been for years doing blood drives associated with the Red Cross. They did 3 already this year, so they're really, really good. Thank you, ladies. And from the West Georgia Community Interact Club, we have them sitting in the back of Father Tim to keep an eye on. We have the president of our club is Guadalupe Romero. She goes by Lupe. Right, stay standing now. We have our vice president, Jade Murray. And we have also Jose Romero. Please stand, Jose. And we have our secretary, Kendra Henderson? What is it? Oh, sorry, I forgot. Okay. Now, we also have our co-advisor, my co-advisor, which I don't think I could do without her, happens to be Kelsey Henderson. So I'd like to have a warm applause for them. Thank you, guys. And if I may, I'm going to ask Kendra and Catherine to stand one more time, because they're running Ryler this year, and they haven't had it like for the last 2 years because of COVID. Kendra, stand please, Catherine. And these 2 young ladies are going to be spending like 4 days in an intense leadership conference in America, and it's going to be in June. I'm so proud of them. They're going to love it. So thank you. And you support these kids, so thank you.
Thank you, Barbara. Welcome to all our visitors and our guests. I'm glad to see y'all here. Thank y'all for doing what you do. I'm just impressed that y'all are on spring break and you're here with us today and you're at the park cleaning up yesterday. That is not how I remember spring break. So I'm very impressed, and I look forward to seeing what y'all continue to do. I think you took my, we're adjourned. So a few more announcements before we are going to have a couple minutes for Happy Dollars, I think. It's great to see everybody back, and we all have badges. I hope you're able to find yours today. It took me a minute to find mine, but it's good to have our badges back. It's good to see these tables filling up, but it would be nice to see them all filled up and wheeling in more tables. I would like to challenge each of y'all. If there's somebody that you used to sit with, talk with, and have lunch with on these Wednesdays and you don't see them here, give them a call this week and see if they want to come back and be a part of Rotary again. We're still doing the YouTube where they can watch, and I know everybody can't make it, but I think a personal call from our members and friends would help maybe get that ball rolling a little bit and fill these tables up in this room, up in this fellowship, have this fellowship again. So please, if there's somebody that you're missing, give them a shout this week and see if you can get them back. I'd also like to remind everybody that our golf tournament's going to be 2 weeks from tomorrow. So we got one more week to get a team together or sponsor a hold. So let us know. You can let John Harrell or me know this week if you plan on putting a team in, but the deadline is next Wednesday. And then I just got a note that to remind everybody that the bike race, do you remember the criterium that came through LaGrange last year? It was so successful that they added it back to their spring tour. And so April 24th, the criterium will be running through LaGrange. If you didn't get a chance to check it out in the fall, check it out this spring. It's a great event, and it's definitely helping our city, and I'm sure they'll be looking for volunteers to help out as well. If anybody has a happy dollar to announce, we got a second? Yes, ma'am.
A couple happy dollars to thank you for your hospitality as a fellow Rotarian from the North Columbus Rotary Club.
Thank you. And now I would like to call Susan Ferguson up. We have the induction of a couple new members, Sandy Lee and Jared Jones. Y'all come on up here as well, and Susan can introduce them, and we will introduce y'all to the two newest Rotarians.
Okay, we'll start with ladies first, so we'll start with Sandy. She was born in Jacksonville, Florida, and being the daughter of a Marine Corps dad, they traveled to Washington, D.C., where she lived most of her life and considers that her home. She moved to Georgia in 1996 to be nearer her parents in Hogansville. She's been with Marriott's parent company, Paramount Hospitality, for over 15 years. We're very fortunate that in September of 2020, she became the general manager of the Courtyard by Marriott downtown. So she's with us. She is incredibly active, entrenched in the community. She's on several boards, and I'm going to name some of them. She's on the LaGrange Art Museum Board, the Harmony House Board, Center for Strategic Planning, and she's the current president of LSPA. And she's also a former Rotarian. She was a member of the Carrollton Group for a couple of years. So please join me in welcoming Sandy back to Rotary. And then secondly, Jared Jones. I think most of you in the room probably know him or his family. Boopie and Alinda are his parents. I've also known him since he was born, just like Zach, I think. Jared was born and raised in LaGrange in Troup County. He's a LaGrange High graduate. He graduated from Auburn in 2013 with a finance degree from the Harvard College of Business. He joined Chattahoochee Timber Company in Greenville, where he worked in procurement and forestry. In 2014, he got his real estate license and began selling real estate part-time in addition to his duties with Chattahoochee Timber Company. And then in 2016, he returned to Auburn as a graduate student in the Building Sciences program, which allowed him to transition into general contracting and commercial construction. From 2017 to 19, he worked as a project engineer and then as an estimator for Winter Construction Company in Atlanta. In 2019, he moved back to LaGrange to work for River Center Contracting, where he served as the project manager. And then in 2020, Jared left River City Contracting to pursue a real estate career full-time, and he is an agent with J.T. Jones and Associates Realty, where his father is a broker. Primarily, he specializes in commercial real estate sales, land development, and real estate investments, but also handles some of the property management operations as well. He's a member of First United Methodist Church. He enjoys fishing, hunting, golf, and hanging out with his daughter Ella and his girlfriend Sarah Grace. Please join me in welcoming Jared back today.
And now I'd like to ask Kay to read in the four-way test.
And Sandy and Jared, we're delighted to welcome you to the club. We have Rotary plaques for you, and we always take this time to remind all of us and y'all that Rotary, the four-way test of the things we think, say, or do. First, is it the truth? Second, is it fair to all concerned? Third, will it build goodwill and better friendships? Fourth, will it be beneficial to all concerned?
You want to take the picture?
Now, this is the important part. Perfect. We got it. I take two, make sure that that's the right one. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you all. Sandy, Jared, welcome to our community, welcome back to our community, welcome to our club, welcome back to Rotary. We are so glad that y'all are part of us. You both have shown how involved you can be, will be, and what good representatives you will be for our club and our community and making it stronger. And we're just very proud to have y'all part of this group. Now I will call on Connor Smith to introduce our presentation to you.
I'm proud to announce the beginning of the program, and I'm going to introduce Bob Gehring to you, and then he's going to introduce Jack Weldon, another part of the program today. Bob has been a LaGrange resident for many, many years now. He was born and raised in Pittsburgh, and saw the benefits of coming down south. He graduated from W&L, Washington and Lee, majoring in religion and repairing some of the damage that I caused a few years before when I went through Washington and Lee. His master's in teaching at the University of Pittsburgh. He met and married Nancy, his wife, for 48 years. They had 3 daughters and 5 grandchildren. In '87, he came to LaGrange as the human resource manager at Kimberly-Clark. He served on the 2000 Strategic Planning Education Task Force, founding the Community and Schools, which was a small rural project for community and schools in this area. It was a pilot program, and it has done very well. For the last 30 years, he's been a consultant for businesses that are involved in heavy manufacturing. He founded The Thread. He is a member of the DeSalle Ministry at First Presbyterian, and he joined the Goodwill of Southern Rivers as manager of their first career center in Truth County. Bob Gehring.
I thought we were in the same class, Carmen. It's a great pleasure to introduce you to Jack Warden, President and CEO of Goodwill Industries of the Southern Rivers, by far the best name of all 157 Goodwill regions in the U.S. His former roles include President of Golden Boy Foods, the world's largest private label supplier of peanut butter, dried fruit and nuts, and blanching services with annual sales exceeding $300 million. Jack started his career as an engineer with Tom's Food in Columbus, where he held several positions over a 31-year span. In 2011, he assumed the role of President and CEO of American Blanching in Fitzgerald, Georgia. Jack served on the board of Goodwill prior to being named CEO in May of 2018. Jack currently serves on the board of the Sugar Man of Vermont, Back Columbus Blue, and the Bridge. Jack graduated from Tennessee Technology University with a BS and master's degree. He's married to his wife, Jo, of 37 years, and they have 3 children and 3 grandchildren, and reside in Macon, Georgia. Please join me in welcoming Jack Wood.
So thank you, Bob. I've got a quick presentation. I certainly value your time, and I know it's tough to come in and take some time out of the middle of the week, because we're going to run through this, and I'd love to have a few minutes at the end to give you a chance to ask questions. So who we are, Goodwill Southern Rivers. So we were founded in 1902 by Edgar Helms, who was a Methodist minister. And Dr. Helms believed that the only surefire way to get people out of poverty and keep them out of poverty was to teach them to provide for themselves. We're one of the 157 independent Goodwills across North America. We're all independent, we're all governed by local boards, and we're all different. We are a 501c3 nonprofit organization. You see the territory map here. We stretch from just about I-20, Villa area, all the way down to the Florida line over to Douglas, Georgia, and 5 counties in Alabama. Behind the sign is a presentation that we call this presentation, because what we found is a lot of people know our logo. Our logo is like McDonald's and Coca-Cola. It's widely known across the world, but very few people know what goes on behind the sign. What do we really do with the money that we raise from the retail sales? So our mission is to take the sale of your donated goods. And you're so nice to us that you give us things that you no longer need or want, and you give those items to one of our donation centers. 98.5% of our revenue stays inside the 50 counties that we serve.
So unfortunately, if you get on Facebook or some other social media, there'll be stories about, don't give to Goodwill because the CEO makes $2 to $3 million, and he lives in Arizona, and all the money goes there. Well, I'm the CEO, and I ain't in Arizona, and I don't make $2 or $3 million. So I can clear that up right now. We don't know where that comes from, but unfortunately, in today's world, you can say whatever you want on social media, and there's no one there to fact check that. Kiwanis, I'm sure, Rotary know the same. But what we do is, it's really a simple model. And I like it because we depend on ourselves to raise money for the mission and the work we do. Step number one is you give us things that you no longer need or use. We take your generally used items to one of our retail stores, we take it in the back and we process those items. By processing, I mean, we go through those items and decide if they're worthy to put out onto the sales floor. About 10 to 15% of what we get winds up going into the trash or into recycling. People didn't want it, it was garbage to them, it's garbage to anybody else. So we just say, hey, we're gonna take it, we're gonna process that and try to recycle it, but it's not fit to go out into the sales floor. The donations and the money that we raise from that sale of those goods, all that is used to fund the programs that we provide. Everything that we do for the community, and I'm gonna show you some things, I bet you're gonna be surprised, when you find out that we do, it's all provided at no charge. We don't depend on government funding. We don't depend on your tax dollars. We don't depend on, fundraisers standing out at the intersection with a bucket trying to raise money. We're self-sufficient, and that's one of the things that really appealed to me about the Goodwill model. The idea is we'll teach people to provide for themselves and get a job. And hopefully when they get that job and they become, self-sustaining, they'll remember one day, Goodwill gave me a hand up. And when they have something that they don't no longer need, they'll remember Goodwill helped them and they'll give it to us, and that completes what we call the cycle of donated goods. It's really a unique model. Just some real quick facts about the size and where we're located. We have 15 stores in Georgia and Alabama. We have 18 attended donation centers. You will not see Goodwill put a box out on the corner and say, put your stuff in there. We found first of all, we don't think that's treating the donations with respect. We need to protect those things and get them in out of the weather. So we'll have attended donation centers that generally you can drive up through, drive the window, or we'll come out to the car and get those items from you. So we have 18 of those in addition to our 15 stores. We also have an e-commerce platform. If you've never visited, you should go to shopgoodwill.com. We don't put everything on there, but a lot of the items that people donate to us have great value, and we think it's our responsibility to get as much value out of that item that you've been so nice to give us and use it for the right purpose. So we list a lot of things online, very much like an eBay site. You can go to shopgoodwill.com and see items listed from all over the United States. When we first got into that business, it was eye-opening for me. In my life, I never thought somebody would pay $800 for a pair of used tennis shoes. But people pay that kind of money for collector items and things that you would never ever thought. And we get those, we put them on there, but once again, all that money goes to fund the programs and services that we provide. Last year, our revenue was $31.4 million across all of our stores in e-com. All of our team members are paid a competitive wage with benefits such as health, dental, PTO, paid time off, and matching 401k. I put that in there because once again, if you get onto a social media platform or something, you'll find rumors that says don't donate to Goodwill because they only pay their employees $2 an hour. Where do they get that from? But we pay just like Walmart and Kohl's and TJ Maxx. We're competing for the same employees that everybody else is. It's your business, it's committed. We have to be competitive. We think we're a great place to work. Items that do not sell in our stores, I mentioned, they go to a recycling center. And last year we kept over 8 million pounds out of local landfills. One of the divisions we have that you probably have never heard of is called PowerWorks. It's a commercial contracted cleaning service. We're cleaning right now about 2.7 million square feet per week and maintaining 650 acres of grass. We have 2 main accounts, about 160 employees across those 2 accounts. One's at Fort Benning, Georgia. We do janitorial service there. We clean everything at Fort Benning except the barracks for the incoming new recruits and soldiers. And then the Marine Corps Logistics Base in Albany, we do janitorial
service there as well. Plus there, we cut all the grass and make the place look nice and new. The neat thing about that division of Goodwill is that 75% of the direct labor hours are performed by individuals who have a qualifying disability. So these are people that if they wanted to be honest, they could stay at home. They qualify for some type of government assistance, and they can just go out and just collect a check every month, or every couple of weeks. But they love to work, and they do an incredible job, and we're competing against other commercial contractors, but we have these two jobs in the Marine base, and the people at Fort Benning absolutely love what we do. So a lot of our people that work there, our employees are, have cognitive disabilities, they may be autistic, maybe, have hearing, disabilities or issues, but they do an incredible job there, and it's such a joy to see those people come in every day and take such pride in the work that they do. It's a valuable service for our customers. We have education and training services. So we have 4 centers right there: Columbus, Albany, Newnan, and Valdosta. And there we take and we provide more in-depth training service. So if somebody comes to one of our locations and they want to find a job, but they do get that job, they need to be trained or certified in food service or maybe janitorial care. They can get that training from us, either at one of our centers, or in many cases, we partner with one of the vocational technical colleges that are nearby. And we can make arrangements. Once again, money won't stop them from getting that experience. If they need help or assistance, we'll find a way to make it happen. Some of the things that either we or our partners provide are custodial, food service, home health, phlebotomy, facility maintenance, manufacturing safety, hospitality, clerical, and customer service. So if you came to one of our education and training centers, you might very well see a class being conducted in one of those subjects. Our career centers, we have 7 locations, and one of those being the new LaGrange location that we're opening up 2 weeks. And there we offer career education, GED scholarship, resume prep, job search assistance, career fairs, financial wellness, and so on. Our goal, 100%, what we wake up every day, is to make people employable. People come to our career centers looking for a job, and our job is to remove whatever barriers in the way. It doesn't mean it's a physical barrier necessarily. The barrier may be that they work for a company for 30 years, and now all of a sudden that company's moved to Mexico, and they don't have a job, and they don't have a resume. They've never interviewed for a job. They've been there since they've been in high school. So that's a barrier. How do you get that moved out of the way to help that person become employable and get a meaningful job? And so we have people coming to us that are degreed accountants. We've got people coming to us that just got out of high school or sometimes even dropped out of high school. And they're looking for, how do I get a job to provide for myself and my family? We have a GED program. Actually have 2 GED programs. Statistics show that getting a high school diploma or GED increases your annual earning power by almost $10,000. So it's a huge leg up if you can do that. Approximately 45% of adult males in state prison, this is in Georgia now, approximately 45% of adult males in state prison do not have a high school diploma or GED. So what does that tell you? If you're 23, 25, 27 years old, and you dropped out of high school, you don't have a GED, what's going to be the next stop? Pretty good chance, at least one out of every 2 will wind up in some type of trouble and wind up spending some time in prison. And our job is to get them before, this program is to get them before they make some bad decisions and try to get them into this 10 to 12 week program. And we take them and try to teach them some life skills as well as the academics. And towards the end of that program, we start talking to them about, think of getting your G not as a final stop, but as a step to moving on. Do you want to go to a 2-year technical school, vocational school? You want to go into the military? You want to go straight to the workforce? Let's talk about what it's going to take to get you on the right path before you make a bad decision. So if you look at just what we do within the community, last year we served 29,362 people. When I say serve, that doesn't mean they came into the store and shop. That means we sat across from them and had a one-on-one conversation, telling them about the services that we offer
And in some cases, it's a brief conversation and steer them in the right direction. And sometimes it means a very long commitment where we stay in touch with them for some time, providing all the services they need to help them get them forward. We took 4,679 people who came to us looking for a job, and we validated, this is an audited number, we connected that person to a job. And so after the fact, we contact that person and say, we know we got you a job at so-and-so, are you still there, do you like it, did it work out? If they say yes, we check that, that's a job connection. So 4,679 people last year had their lives changed by Goodwill helping them find a job. We prepared taxes for people. Last year, 5,412 people came to us, and we did their federal and their state income tax at no charge. Why that's important is it keeps people out of the hands of predatory, less than above board people who do taxes, and they'll take some liberty and take money away from these people. They're just looking for money. They're looking for cash in many cases. They don't realize that, oh, I got $800 in cash. They don't realize that they just signed over a refund of $2,000 or $3,000 maybe, and they're going to get a small percentage of it. So no charge. If you make $57,000 a year or less, we'll do your taxes for you. We have trained IRS trained preparers that do that. We had helped deliver $9 million in tax refunds that were owed to people, and make sure that it got to the person, not to Goodwill, not to somebody, a service. It came actually to the person. We have our economic impacts estimated at $155 million in that 50 county territory that we provide. And once again, I didn't mention it, but we're 800 employee company ourselves. So we have a large presence across our network and employ a lot of people. And once again, I want to mention that we're 100% governed by a local board. So all the decisions, all the things we do so with your community, our community in mind. None of our money, we pay 1.25% goes to an international organization that licenses us to use the logo. Beyond that, I can look at every one of you in the IT, the money stays in the area we serve. So Troup County, Muskogee County, all over, all the 50 counties, all that money stays inside those counties. So I tried to tell you, I probably didn't do a real good job, but I've got a quick video, takes about 2.5 minutes. If you'll bear with me and cross your fingers and this stuff works. I'm going to show you a video. We call these success stories, and these are people telling the story of what Goodwill has done for them or their business.
My name is Pam Adcock, and I am the HR administrator for West Fraser in Boise, Alabama. West Fraser is the largest lumber manufacturer in the country, and we employ over 3,000. I came to Goodwill several years ago when we were having a problem filling some positions. We had several positions open at once, and what we were doing at the time wasn't working, and so we needed a fresh set of eyes. The main service that we utilize from the Goodwill is the use of being invited to the job fairs. We come in, we see candidates come through the job fair that are all prepped and ready to go, and I'm able to show them exactly what I make or what my company makes, and what the pay is, what the benefits are. And I can tell from speaking to somebody one-on-one if they're really interested in it, or if they're just here looking for something. I first met Pam new to the area, so I started to reach out to all the employers in the area to develop those relationships. And having the job fairs here helps connect with the employers to developing that relationship. So just asking her about what positions she has open, and hey, would you be interested in coming to one of our multi-industry job fairs that we usually have on an every other month basis. We try to, and I feel like we do a good job of bringing those candidates to them. We had the job fair, we were able to promote it. The person told another person about it, and that comes from everything, you know, by working with communications department and working with the employer. We would be able to bring everybody together, and Dr. Russell is for that, because you get to see that person, you get to make that first impression. That's why, again, when we have people that come to the career center, we tell them, you know, don't forget, you need a resume. You need to dress appropriately when you meet these guys. And that's part of what we're telling that job seeker. And after talking to the employers for the last couple of job fairs, we noticed that we're making a difference when it comes to that too. It's not just about the classes that we have, it's about kind of finding out the specifics about what they want. I would absolutely recommend this relationship from my side of needing the help and wanting the help and appreciating the help that we get from Goodwill in these job fairs, all the work that Dee does behind the scenes. It really takes it off our shoulders to do that, and it's really appreciated.
So if you didn't quite understand, all she was saying is, if you're an employer, you have a business, and you're looking for employees, and that's a big deal now, obviously. We provide at no charge a long list of services, everything to include featuring your business in one of our job fairs, which we promote heavily, spend a lot of money on media to get people to come and take a look at different jobs. We can do pre-screening. We can put some of your candidates through some screening tools that we have to make sure that they really want to work. If I ask you what kind of success you have, if you just put a help wanted sign out on the curb, I know the answer, okay? A lot of people nowadays don't want to work. They may be pushed to go look for a job, but they really don't want to work. We want to find people that will help you be successful. And so we provide a lot of services, if everything to include, some screening tools, English as a second language, just a number of things. So Bob is going to be running our career center here and the mission side of the retail store, which is, the address is something
311
Commerce, brand new building on top of the hill. It's a beautiful facility. I would invite you to come to the grand opening we have in a couple of weeks. You'll be amazed at what we can do. I'd love to take a few minutes. We've got
Jack, I need 1 minute, okay? So I want to introduce 2 people that will be working with me, and they'll be the front line in terms of intake, orientation, setting them up in the right place. So Aniva Hatton and Brittany Scott, they're both brand new, and if you join me in welcoming them. One other thing I want to say is, we already know who you are because you're a Rotarian. Trish is an executive also. For me, the question I get asked most frequently is, why are you doing this, man? You're retired. Why are you going backwards? And the experiences I've had, it combines with the question, why in the world am I still in the branch? Came here in 1987 with Kimberly Clark on a short 3-term stay. And while I was there, we founded what at the time was Cities and Schools in the first small community. It's gone on to help well over 1,500 kids graduate from high school. And the only reason that happened, and it happened in record time, was because the community came together as part of Troop 2000. And then fast forward another 15 years, and I come up with this crazy idea to build a multi-use trail. Within a matter of weeks, we were off to the races. And have created, as all of you know, coming out here, we drove out here, the thread. And that has been produced in record time, according to the folks in Atlanta that built all the trails. So when I heard about this and the opportunity we have to address 2 fundamental issues in LaGrange and Troup County, one of them is generational poverty. That we have kids growing up that have been and will be in a difficult state unless they are capable of doing what Jack said, which is get some help and coaching in order to become a successful worker in life. And the second is that we, as you know, it's probably one of the reasons why we're here, right, Jack? It's because we got a lot of jobs available and a lot of business coming here and a lot of good stuff going on. And we've got to find that. Connie Hensler told me the other day that we have over 20,000 people every day that come into Troup County to work from outside of Troup County. And we've got plenty of folks in here who could be doing those jobs. And finally, we have someone in Goodwill who has the expertise, passion, and most importantly, in some ways, the partnership, commitment to work with everybody in the community to take this hill, which is a big one for all of us. And how many of you think we work together, we can do it?
Glad to answer any questions, if anybody has any questions about what we do or what we could do. Yes, ma'am.
Well, first of all, thank you for your presentation. I do donate, and this is going to be useful. I can put that a
Thank you.
But you made a comment about the people in jail that 45% approximately, they don't even have high school
Correct.
education. I would assume that's pretty hard to go into a prison system to help out. But is there any way that you can like people that are coming out, give them some information stuff to hook up with them?
Great question. So people coming out of incarceration, we get a list of who's going to be released, and it tells us their county of record, residence of record. Doesn't mean they'll come back to Troup County. It just means the last address they had, it was a Troup County address. And so we proactively will reach out to those people to see, are you coming back? Here's our career center, come in. We try to work, one of the difficulties is honestly finding employers that are willing to take the chance and hire somebody that has a past. And just a real quick statistic I'll give you, there's 52,000 people right now in state prison in Georgia. Okay? 16,000 roughly will be released this year. But guess what? Next year, there's still going to be 52,000. 16,000 will take their place. So those 16,000 are going to be released. Unless they have a way to provide for themselves and their families, they're going to revert back to what they know. When they broke into my house, I wanted to put them under the jail. But then I realized is that's not going to happen. And unless they find some way to provide for their families and for themselves, they're going to do it again. So we work with the State Department of Corrections and try to identify those people. The most important thing right now is finding employers that will be willing to take that chance. But we do work with them, and there's more we can do. We've identified, we've set aside, was it $1.5 million? We set aside $1.5 million worth of our money that we're going to use towards a second chance program. We don't know what the program looks like yet, but we've taken money and set that aside and said, we know there's got to be more that we can do. And so we're going to put 1.5 towards that in some form or fashion over the coming months, figure out how can we help people get a second chance and stay out of trouble. Thank you. Any other questions? Thank you so much. Oh, sorry.
I was in Africa recently, and it was so interesting to me. I met someone, and she buys from Goodwill. And we walk around Africa and see these amazing T-shirts. Some of them be like, "What have one of those?" Maybe a famous ball player or something. Here's this kid wearing it. But that was really exciting, and to see what happens to your recycled goods. Absolutely. And how those kids in Africa, for $1 or $2 are getting something that really they treasure.
Absolutely. So most of the recycled things that we sell go to people that take that and take that to a market overseas. And what our customers will not buy, they treasure over there. And it's absolutely, it's wonderful to see that stuff stay out of the landfill and put to use.
Well, thank you.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing. Thanks for what y'all are doing. I don't know if I speak for everybody, but I absolutely had no idea that y'all did as much as you do, and I look forward to see what you do here. You got the right folks doing it, so thank you very much. Welcome. Thank you for being here today. Enjoy the rest of your spring break. Sandy and Jared, get involved. You joining a good club, but you're making it better too. So I challenge y'all to get involved wherever you can. We are adjourned. Next week, we will have Hill Daniel tell us about a project that Leadership Truth is working on. Yes, ma'am, Susan.
Two quick things, and I hate that he just walked out, but we need to recognize one of our own. I saw in the paper today that Dr. Danny, while he has had a role on the board with I'll get it wrong, the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons or whatever, he was just promoted to president, and that's a national deal, so it's a big deal, and he just walked out. And then also, Bob, it's time for you to join us at Rotary.
That's right.
That's right. That's right. Exactly. Not the choice spot.
The next induction, Bob. Well, we're adjourned. Have a great week.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes, please. So, Bob, I'm gonna meet you.